Hey guys, welcome back to Diablo 4. Today we'll take a look at a new leveling guide for Season 6 and Vessel of Hatred expansion. There are quite a few things that you can do along the way to reach the new level cap of 60 really fast actually. It only takes a few hours. Plus, you can then immediately jump into doing some of the endgame stuff, especially the Undercity, the new raid, and everything else in between. And first things first, you're going to want to choose your difficulty. You're going to immediately get access to normal, hard, expert, and penitent. And normally, I just recommend going with the normal difficulty. You're literally going to reach level 60 within like 4 or 5 hours at max if you're just doing this properly, even with the normal difficulty. Now, if you decide to go with a higher one and get some XP bonus, hard gives you a plus 75% to just killing mobs, which is going to be something you do a lot, especially since Helltides are a very good source of leveling up, especially in the early stages. So pick your difficulty. I finished it with normal. You can go with the higher ones, but honestly, you can just have fun in normal, breeze through it, and you're still going to reach level 60 relatively easily. That is why if you also got the expansion, the first thing I recommend doing is just playing through it. Go ahead, have some fun, enjoy it. It's actually very cinematic, looks really awesome, and on my first character I played, I pretty much reached level 60 by just following the expansion and maybe a few of the side missions along the way, because there are quite a few that open up. But honestly, it's going to bring you very close to that, and from that point on, you can just jump into some of the other content. I just wanted to get this out of the way because I know a lot of you may be eager to just enjoy some of the new content. Now, from this point on, or if you want to skip the expansion story, or if you don't want to buy the expansion and just want to go in raw, you can definitely jump in the next best thing, which is going to be, you guessed it, Helltides. So Helltides was one of my favorite ways to level up in my time with the expansion. I played it for over a week and leveled up multiple characters. And basically, the high concentration of enemies over here will give you tons of XP very fast. You can literally jump in your first Helltide at level 1. And by the time you finish your first Helltide, assuming that you began right at the very start, which is like 45 to 50 minutes, you're going to reach level 15 to 20 very easily. And if you're playing with something like a sorcerer or a rogue, or maybe even like the new Spiritborn, you can easily maybe exceed level 20 if you're fast enough, or maybe if you're playing with a friend in a party and whatnot. This is, by the way, on normal difficulty. If you're going in on hard or above, obviously those XP rates are going to change and you're going to benefit even more from just taking down these enemies. Now, I would not bother too much with treasure chests at this stage because you're just going to replace gear so fast that it's not even needed, but you should still know that you will get some significant amounts of XP regardless if you still open them. So if you run around with a lot of motes, maybe if you have some of these chests along the way and it's very fast and accessible to you, you can still do it. Again, the XP is pretty decent. Plus, you're going to get to salvage those, maybe get some of these brand new aspects that were added in the expansion, especially if you are playing or planning to play with the brand new class. Now, once you reach level 15 to 25, and depending on your class, the next thing you can do is go and start doing a bunch of side missions. And specifically, the one that you're probably going to want to do the most is your class side mission, the one that enables, in this case, your class mechanic. So in the case of the Spiritborn, if you're looking forward to that, that's going to be the Sacred Hunt, which you're going to find right here in this city, very close to Nahantu. So once you do that, it's going to take you through some of the really awesome regions of the game, also a bunch of new zones that I don't really want to spoil, but at the end of it, you're going to unlock the new Spirit Hall, and this is going to further buff up your damage. You can then start using the Centipede spirits or even the Gorilla spirit, or with any other build that you're using. Now this is going to enable it at 15 and then further at level 30. Now from this point on, we kind of have a few more options, and I've also tested some of the new ones like the Undercity that was added in the expansion. So you can either continue with the Helltides, which is still very viable. If you do a full-on 1-hour Helltide from about level 30, you can easily reach level 40 on normal difficulty by the time you finish that. Plus, you're going to get a whole bunch of other loot that you can salvage. So you can totally do that. I've also tested the Undercity, but unfortunately, I found it really lackluster for leveling, not for loot drops. For loot, it's absolutely amazing, but I would focus more on that once I would reach level 60. It's amazing at giving you a lot of uniques, specialized gear. I already kind of covered it before, so check out my other videos. But that's going to be much better suited for gear farming, not XP farming. So the other option remaining is going to be just hunting for all of the strongholds around the map. There are also some new ones that you're going to find in Nahantu specifically. But if you go ahead and farm for all the base game strongholds, you're going to pretty much gain about 15 levels in about, I would say, an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. But you can even do it in 45 minutes if you have a proper build by that stage. So once you reach like level 30 to 35 and jump into all of the strongholds just in the base game, that's going to bring you to level 50 just on the normal difficulty. Plus, it helps you with the clearing of the regions. It helps you a ton if you did not complete their renown. So if you just want to breeze through the map and maybe even unlock parts of it, this can help quite a bit. Now the XP rate is going to be about half, a bit over a half of what it used to be, at least in season 5. So for example, when I played it in my week with the new expansion, it was basically giving me 1 level and then about a quarter of another level when I was triggering in the final event. So 1 level for the boss and about a quarter of the level when you activate that mechanism to just liberate the outpost. Now if you want to complete this all in one quick swoop and kind of finish it off with also completing the renown for Nahantu, you can also go ahead and complete side quests in the new region. Now in the new region, you're going to find about 35 or so new side quests, and a lot of them are very easy to complete. Also 3 new strongholds and quite a lot of waypoints to discover, and there are many other things in here. It's pretty much like, I wouldn't say half of the base game map, but it's actually very big nonetheless. As you can see right here, it's absolutely massive. It's filled with content. So if you really want to like finish it in a completionist way on your first character, so that you don't have to bother with it in maybe later character creations, you can do it now and kind of wrap it all up. Oh, and by the way, within any of these activities, especially during Helltides, if you happen to notice Tree of Whispers inside of them, go ahead and complete those events as well. You can literally shoot 2 birds with 1 stone this way. As you take part in the Helltide, you can also finish those Tree of Whispers, give the 10 out of 10 in, and that's going to be another level or half a level if you're getting closer to level 60. So that's a lot of XP. You can go in and out, quick teleport, gain the XP and some of those mats, come back and continue it. So this is why I recommend also finishing Tree of Whispers with any activity that you might also be doing in the area. And from this point on, you're going to reach level 60. Well, what happens next? Well, the first thing you're going to want to do is to immediately jump into the Torment levels. At this stage, Torment 1 has not yet unlocked. That is because you have to complete Pit level 20, which you will find right here in KhrazeGaming. So you can even see that the progression from difficulty to difficulty will be marked by these stages. This is where you're going to spend a lot of your endgame time, but Pit 20 is going to be the first one that unlocks your first Torment level. And you really want that because this is when ancestral drops start happening. This is when you're going to start getting more uniques, and even more so, it opens the possibility for mythicals to also drop. Literally everything that can drop on any Torment difficulty can also drop on Torment 1. It's just that increasing the Torment ranks will increase the chance for better and better loot, like mythicals and whatnot. But in the meantime, Torment 1 is going to be enough. And for that, you will need maybe some good gear, 750, which is very easy to acquire. I'm going to post a full-on gear up guide really soon, but as soon as you reach level 60, you're going to see gear 750 dropping for you. Legendary 750 drops really as soon as you reach like level 50, 55, and once you get to 60, it's pretty much a constant. You can even farm some of it on normal difficulty, go do a few maybe under cities, and you're going to get a full gear set for your class right away. And then you can think about putting aspects on it and then upgrading that, going for the affixes, for the tampering, masterworking, and then you can jump into the end game pit levels and progress through the difficulties even more. And when you can't progress any further, you're going to go back at doing the Undercity on the highest difficulty possible. You're going to mix it up with Nightmare Dungeons, which is going to have the highest chance at Ancestrals at that stage. Plus, you're going to be doing a lot of Helltides. And of course, the new Dark Citadel, especially with that Raid Finder, it's going to be much easier to find folks and have fun with them. Now, before I wrap this video up, there's one more thing I recommend doing, and that is to grab your pet with you. Yes, there's now a pet, and that little doggy over there will actually do some of the collection for you. So you don't have to literally pick every single crafting material, every single, I don't know, like anything that drops on the ground, like the gold. You don't have to go ahead and pick it up. Your dog will do it for you. And there's a quick mission you have to do in Kyovashad. You cannot miss it. You're going to talk to that dog for some reason, pet it, and now if you go to the wardrobe, you can go ahead, activate that, and it will constantly follow you and help you. For some reason, every time you create a new character, you have to repeat this process at the wardrobe from now on. Otherwise, you just don't get the dog. So that means you have to collect everything manually. But this will help you tremendously. That is pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.